Respect for tradition. Many holy martyrs who did not know how to explain the doctrines of the Church used to say, "What I believe is what the Holy Fathers have taught." That was enough to lead them to martyrdom. You see, they could not defend their faith with arguments and persuade those that persecuted them, but they trusted the Holy Fathers. This is what the martyrs taught. How can I not trust the Holy Fathers? They were far more experienced and virtuous and holy than we are. How can I accept this nonsense people are saying and not protest when they abuse them? Let's have faith in holy tradition. Unfortunately, these days, everyone tries to make a showcase how good they are because they have allowed the European spirit of politeness and courtesy to become a priority. Wanting to show how superior their courtesy is, they end up bowing to the two-horned devil. There should be only one religion, they say. In this way, they put everything on the same level. I have even had visitors who have told me this. Those of us who believe in Christ should form one religion. What you are suggesting, I replied, is that we take 18-karat gold that has been purified and separated from copper and mix it with copper again. Does this make any sense? Ask a jeweler. Does it make sense to mix junk with gold? So many have struggled to polish this dogma and make it shine. The Holy Fathers were right to forbid relations with heretics. Today we hear, we should pray together, not only with the heretic, but also with the Buddhist, the fire worshipper, even the demon worshipper. It is important that the Orthodox participate in conferences and be present at their prayer sessions. What kind of presence are they talking about? They try to solve everything using logic and end up justifying the unjustifiable. According to the European spirit, we should include spiritual matters in the common market. Among the Orthodox, some who are rather weak in their belief seek to promote themselves through self-appointed missionary work. They organize conferences with the heterodox, thinking that by promoting orthodoxy in this way, as if it were a taramo salada on the salad bar with the heterodox, they are creating a sensation. This gets the super zealots angry and they go to the other extreme. They blaspheme against the mysteries of the new calendar Orthodox and so on, and thoroughly scandalize souls who are full of devotion and Orthodox sensitivity. The Orthodox, on the other hand, come to these conferences, behave as we all have to learn from them, and then take whatever good spiritual material they find in Orthodoxy, process it in their labs, add their own colors and labels and present it as an original idea. And the strange people of today, who find such strange things moving, are later spiritually destroyed by these very things. When it is necessary, however, the Lord will bring forth great figures like Saint Mark the Evgenikos and Saint Gregory Palamas, who will gather together all our scandalized brothers and sisters to confess the Orthodox faith and secure the Orthodox tradition, bringing great joy to our mother, the Church. If we lived in the spirit of the Church Fathers, we would be full of spiritual health, which would be the envy of the heterodox. Seeing our example, they would then abandon their ill-conceived beliefs and be saved without the need of preaching. As things are now, they are not moved by our patristic tradition because they want to also see the continuation of that patristic tradition, the actual relations we have with our saints. Every Orthodox person is obliged to generate in the heterodox a good kind of concern, so that they will realize their errors and not rest in false beliefs, which will deprive them of the rich blessings of orthodoxy in this life, and of the abundant and eternal blessings of God in the next. A group of young Catholic men came to my Calvi. They were very eager and interested to learn more about Orthodoxy. Please tell us something that will help us spiritually, they said. Look, I replied. Go and take a look at a church history and you will see that a long time ago we were united, and then consider what has brought you where you are today. This will really help you. Do this, and when you come back, we will have a lot to talk about. In the old days, people had respect for things. They treated their grandfathers' belongings like heirlooms. I knew a very successful lawyer. His house was simple and visitors felt at ease there. Once he said to me, Father, a few years ago my friends made fun of my old furniture. Now they come and admire them as antiques. But this is not how I see them. I enjoy using them because they remind me of my father, my mother, my grandparents. I am really moved by them. They, by contrast, collect various types of old furniture and turn their living rooms into flea markets, so that they can forget themselves with these things and somehow forget their worldly anxiety. In the past, even a tiny gold coin inherited from one's mother or grandfather was treasured, as if it were a great fortune. Today, if someone can exchange a King George pound with a Victoria for only a marginal profit, he will sell it, even though it was his grandfather's. There is little appreciation for one's mother or father. They are not taken into account. The European spirit is slowly entering our lives and sweeping us away. I remember when I first went to the Holy Mountain, I met a very old and pious man. He was the elder of a small fellowship of monks. Such was his reverence for his own elders and spiritual predecessors that he had kept everything they had once owned. He kept not only the monastic hair coverings, but also the forms used to make them. He also kept old books and manuscripts of all kinds, carefully wrapped and locked in a bookcase to protect them from the dust. He never used those books, but kept them closeted away. I am not worthy to read these books, he would say. I just read the simple books, the Geronticon, the Saint John of the Ladder. Later, a young monk came to stay with him. He eventually left the Holy Mountain, and he said to him, Why have you collected all this junk? He was ready to throw away the casts and burn them. So the poor old man started weeping. This one is from my elder, he would plead. Why does it bother you? We have so many rooms. Find a corner and put them there. He was so full of reverence that he kept everything, the books, the heirlooms, even those worn outcasts. You see, when we show respect for small things, we will show even more respect for bigger things. But where small things are not respected, big things will not be respected either. This is how the Holy Fathers managed to preserve the tradition of the Church.